choose our socks for success in all endeavors. Fortunes rises from the heel, and good luck for life.
Good morning. Today is Monday, March 3, 2025. Today in history, on this day 42 years ago, Belgian cartoonist Hergé was born. His iconic works include The Adventures of Tintin, The Exploits of Queco and Furibok, and The Stolen Emerald. The Adventures of Tintin, in particular, remains globally popular, with continued reprints across Europe. It was also among the few foreign comics available in China during the 1980s. Hergé is revered as the father of modern European comics. Welcome to today's Ching Chow Morning News. Let's start with political updates. US and Ukraine reach mineral agreement. On February 26, Ukrainian President Zelensky announced that Ukraine had reached a preliminary agreement with the United States on the terms of a draft mining agreement. He also received an invitation to meet with US President Trump in Washington. The new draft does not include security guarantees for Ukraine or a commitment to continue supplying weapons. It states that the US hopes Ukraine will be free, sovereign, and secure. According to the draft, both countries will jointly establish a fund, with Ukraine contributing 50% of future income from oil, natural gas, minerals, and other resources. The US will work to maximize the fund's economic benefits and reinvest some proceeds back into Ukraine. Zelensky mentioned he needed time to study the draft and consult with European allies. Hamas and Israel agree on remaining hostage exchange. According to Reuters, Hamas recently reached an agreement with Israel to end delays in prisoner releases during its Cairo visit. Both sides agreed to simultaneously hand over the Palestinian prisoners and remains of slain Israeli hostages. However, Israel delayed plans to release over 600 Palestinians, accusing Hamas of violating the agreement by humiliating them in Gaza during the Israeli hostages handover. Hamas official Naim said that despite the continued detention of prisoners and lack of progress, Hamas is committed to a permanent ceasefire and the full withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza. So far, 29 Israeli hostages have been released, and 4 Israeli hostages' bodies have been handed over. Vietnam to be hit hard by US tariff policies. According to Reuters, United Nations merchandise trade statistics show that Vietnam's merchandise exports to the US last year were $142.4 billion, while Vietnam's GDP was $468 billion. This means that Vietnam's exports to the US accounted for 30% of its GDP, the highest proportion among the US's largest trading partners. This makes Vietnam vulnerable to US President Trump's reciprocal tariff policy. Analysts noted that Vietnam meets other criteria for additional tariffs set by the White House, including higher tariff rates than the US, VAT, and non-trade barriers. Vietnamese authorities are reassessing tariffs and non-tariff barriers with the US and plan to import more energy, agricultural products, safety equipment, and aircraft to persuade the US to be lenient on tariffs. Indonesia lifts iPhone 16 sales ban. Bloomberg News. People familiar with the matter revealed that Indonesia and Apple have reached an agreement to lift the ban on iPhone 16. Indonesia's investment minister said Apple plans to invest $1 billion to build a manufacturing plant for smartphone and other product components. Apple will also focus on training locals in product research and development. In October, Indonesia banned iPhone 16 sales because Apple's smartphones failed to meet the requirement of 35% local component production. Thailand sees record high of scam calls and messages last year. Comprehensive news from Bangkok. According to Huskal, Thailand recorded 130 million fraudulent text messages and 38 million fraudulent calls last year, a 112% increase from 2023. Scammers most often pretend to sell counterfeit products, offer loans, or collect debts for Thai companies. The Thai government estimates daily losses due to fraud at 60 to 70 million baht, with a total of 42 billion baht lost between October 2023 and November 2024. The government has increased efforts to crack down on cross-border crime, holding banks, mobile operators, social media platforms, and online lenders responsible for fraud on their platforms. It has also cut power, internet, and fuel supplies to areas in Myanmar linked to telecom fraud. Bridge under construction in South Korea collapses, 4 dead. According to Seoul News, On May 25, a bridge under construction on the Sejong Expressway in South Korea collapsed, killing 4 people and injuring 6. The bridge is located in Anseong, Gyeonggi Province, 65 kilometers south of Seoul. Local media reports say 5 50-meter-high concrete structures supporting the bridge collapsed after being lifted by cranes. 2 of the 4 workers killed were Chinese citizens. After the incident, South Korean acting President Choi Sang-mok instructed all departments to mobilize resources for rescue efforts. Hyundai Engineering and Construction, the main contractor, apologized and is cooperating with authorities to resolve construction issues and determine the cause of the accident. Denmark discovers ancient timber post site similar to Stonehenge. According to Agence France-Presse, Danish archaeologists recently discovered a Neolithic wooden pile ring, about 30 meters in diameter, composed of 45 wooden piles spaced 2 meters apart. The site is about 4,000 years old. Warren, a conservator at the Alshimran Museum, said the wooden ring may symbolize sun worship and is connected to the British stone circle culture. Warren added that this discovery is the largest and best preserved of its kind in Denmark. The archaeological team will next focus on studying the cultural links between this site and Stonehenge, among other UK areas, to clarify its function and background. According to Tsilian Press, recently, the main coke contract has fallen by 2% to 1,711 yuan per ton. That's all for today's Qing Chao Morning News. Thanks for watching. Join us at the same time tomorrow.